Hello, good afternoon, friend. Well, welcome back to another video on the Kansas Angling Experience channel. It's a little bit late in the day. It is officially the ass crack of 12:30. It's Monday, it's my day off. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. But yeah, it's my day off. I thought I was gonna get up early and go somewhere more exciting today, but we're back on the home waters. Had another disappointing wind forecast today. The wind was forecasted right now for like 8 to 9 miles an hour, and it's definitely blowing a little bit more than that. I was gonna come out and do some crappie fishing, which I probably still will later this afternoon. Oh, gonna lose the net over the side. But with the wind forecast and what I just graphed in my wiper area, that was my first cast. Didn't even have the GoPro set up on my chest, but we're gonna do a little wiper fishing first, at least while they're biting. Water temps are dropping pretty much 1 degree by the day. It was like 26 or 27 degrees this morning. I think it was a little bit colder than that, honestly. Livescope crappie videos on YouTube. Number one, to make me the most money. Number two, they're super popular. I do like doing them. They are a lot of work, but I really like catching wipers, especially right before the beginning of December. So I'm gonna take this one out, show it to you, show you what we're doing, try and catch a couple more. I'm looking on my graph right now. There are definitely fish down there. So let's get this one out real quick. I'm not even gonna set the camera up. I'm just gonna grab them. Ooh, stout boy, stout fish. That's a good way to start the day on the first cast. Should probably go ahead and set up the GoPro on my chest if they're eating baits like that. But yeah, I don't know, that's probably 5.5, 6 pounder right there. Big fat one. So without further ado, let's get the camera set up, get this fish back, see how many we can catch, and then I'm gonna go crappie fishing. Well, that is just so very typical of what I do out here when I try and make a video, is like roll up to a spot, mark fish, see if I can catch one. Usually catch one on the first cast, and well, I'm not recording, and that's exactly what I did. I wasn't too sure on what to expect today because the last couple days have not been able to pin down the wipers, at least in the morning. So now it's the afternoon, 12:30, 1 o'clock, came out. Water is warmed up with the sun, wind's blowing from the west, so it should set the spot up pretty nicely. But doing the same thing I did in the last video, wiper video, just driving around, graphing fish, setting up away from them with no live scope, casting back directly to the fish, and that was the first cast that I caught that one. So in true Brian fashion, I probably won't catch another one, and this video is going to be a complete failure, but we just nope, never mind. I do have another fish on in the same spot. He does not feel as big as the last one, I don't think. Can't tell. Shaking his head big. Could just be a big white, but yeah, graphed a lot of fish. We're out in like 19, 20 feet of water, just out on a big flat, way away from any type of structure, and got a group of fish set up on the bottom, and they're biting. Yep, it's a wiper. He's not as big as the last one, but it is a wiper, so that's cool. Just kind of one of those cookie cutter fish. Please don't break off. No fluoroliter. The water is dirty, so we're just running straight 15-pound braid. God, he wasn't going anywhere. Yep, just another one of your small wipers. It's funny because I tell customers that those are small fish, and they're like, "What? What do you mean? What's a big one?" Well, you guys have seen the big ones, so. Sweet, this is kind of how I definitely wanted to start my day. Did not want to crappie fish immediately, but I know you guys love the live scope videos, so we might try and do that at some point, but the wind's gonna make it a little tough, so we're just gonna fish for what's biting right now. See if we can keep this thing rolling. Another one. It's gonna be another one of those days. Well, like every cast, except the weather is a lot nicer today. It's pretty cold. It's barely 40 degrees right now. Like I said, it was a lot colder this morning. I don't know if those fish would have been biting super good this morning, but not bad for the last day of November. Tomorrow is December 1st. Water temp 44 degrees, and we're still catching nice wipers. Oh yeah, it's a little bigger than the last one. It's probably as big as the first one. The net is always such a pain in the ass. Oof. Not many times where you can grab the line on a big fish. He's hooked good, strong. Suffix 832. Boop. Fell right out. It's a nice one. Cold, muddy water fish. You can tell their colors are kind of faded this time of year, especially in the muddy water, but definitely the cold water. So that's 3 fish and 3 casts. So let's just see if we can keep it rolling here. Well, I'm not certain that I set up on those fish very well. I made like 4 or 5 casts with no bites, so now we're gonna set up differently. I know that those fish are actually sitting right next to a big brush pile, so I kind of came back with the wind, which you technically shouldn't do, I should say. You always want to like find the fish and spot lock into the wind with the fish behind you so you have a more accurate presentation. But now we're actually going to go off the front of the boat into the wind. I'll probably get snagged a couple times, but when those fish get out on a big flat like this and they have nothing to hold on to as far as like structure, they'll go for cover. And a lot of times that's going to be a tree. So hopefully we can scare one out and at least get our presentation correct. This is where it would be beneficial to have Livescope down so you can kind of see where that's at, which I still might do, but it all just depends on what you're doing. I'm just really trying to show people how this is possible without Livescope, because it can be pretty easy. So hopefully we can get one to go off this group. But again, it's all about presentation. If your presentation is accurate on those fish, I mean, your bait is gonna literally probably run into those fish even if they don't bite. But a lot of times it's gonna be a reaction strike and they're gonna bite. So, like I said, hopefully we can get one to go. Got him. Okay, presentation was accurate on that one. I think it's just a white bass, I'm not sure. Nope, just kidding. It's not a white bass. Yeah, he knows he's hooked now. So I made that first cast. It was a little too far to the right. Made another cast a little bit farther to the left. Got one to go. Probably 30 feet or so out in front of the boat. I don't even have my front graph running. As you can see, Livescope's up. Oh yeah, he's actually a lot bigger than what I thought he was. Just wallowing around, 44-degree beast. I probably should be grabbing the net for this guy, but oh, 15-pound Suffix 832 braid for a stout 5.5, 6-pounder. Oh, yeah. Again, a lot bigger than what I thought. There's a swim bait right in the snout. That hook is probably trashed. Yes, it is. Here we go. Beauty. Nice fish. Nice and healthy in the cold water. So yep, again, switched up presentation, casting to him from the front of the boat. Got one to go on the second cast. Got to fix our hook a little bit. All right, see if we can catch another one. I'm not gonna make this video like 20-25 minutes long like the last one. Trying to get as much information as possible. It's like I said in my last wiper video, you know, like this bite, it's kind of a fading star. I'm at, like, this is probably the latest that I remember being able to catch them in the last like 2 years. It got really cold last year around this time. Fish kind of disappeared into their wintering patterns, and by then I was already crappie fishing. So everyone likes the crappie fish. I'm not gonna try and beat up a tough wiper bite if I can't find them when the crappies are biting good, but yep, just finding them without Livescope. It's a good time. There we go. That is so funny. So like literally the last cast that I made was not more than 4 feet to the left of this cast that I just made right now. And I got that fish to go. I knew that I was probably off by just a little bit, but when the water is 44 degrees and muddy, I mean, you guys can see it is like, this water is not clear whatsoever. Those fish are not gonna come find it. They're not smallmouth bass. It has gotta be right in front of their face to get that reaction strike. I mean, I'm I'm assuming these fish are probably hungry, judging by their build. But you've got to have that presentation so accurate. Yeah, I mean, we've got like a foot of visibility, maybe. These are not sight feeding fish. Like, you've got to have it right in front of them to get those bites. And I made it happen on that one. I knew that those fish were there. I graphed them, and my first cast on them was just a little bit off. Wow, that hook just fell right out. And there you go. That's the result. Did I catch him before? Maybe I did. He's a dumb one. Just goes to show that you do have to be super accurate. Everyone thinks wipers are so easy to catch. I throw my rattle trap. That's all I need in Kansas is a rattle trap to catch wipers and white bass. Yeah, okay. Got him. There we go. Oh yeah. That one's got some bigger, lazy head shakes. I don't know. Maybe he's just lazy. No, he's heavy. Yeah. He's just cold. I'm not that cold. It's beautiful out here. That's why I slept in and waited for this afternoon. I didn't expect the wind to be blowing quite this much, but with this bite, I'm not complaining. Why don't you come over here to the left side of the boat, sir? Oh, he's foul hook. I got him in the back. Whoops. That will happen when they go for it. I just spilled my soda. That's poopy. Let's shake this one off. I don't think any kind of foul hooking these fish is intentional, because they just swipe at it so fast sometimes and you miss them. I don't know how I'm getting him off without getting cut. These razor sharp gill plates. Buddy, I'm trying to help you here. Grab the jig. Oof, that's dangerous. This is one thing I did not show you guys in the last video, because I think I just did not include that clip because there were so many and that was part of it. But these wipers and white bass, I'm not a weenie, but they have a razor sharp serrated edge on their gill plate right there. So if you go grabbing at them over the top of the head and you don't know that's there or where to grab them and pinch real hard, they're gonna get you really bad. I have been absolutely demolished by those razor sharp gill plates. Pretty much did not have healthy hands for a lot of the summertime, being too overzealous with grabbing those things, but that's just another little guy. Fish on. Just graphed those fish. Big group of fish too. It was like the most that I've probably grasped the whole time that I've been out here. Showed you those screenshots of what they look like. And there were a lot of them. They're pretty close to the river channel this time. Before we were like fishing way out further on the flat. This time they were a little bit closer to the channel, which is pretty common. But when you got high skies like this, you might find them just off of stuff, just swimming around out on a flat. And this time, I mean, it's literally sharpshooting. It's just like sharpshooting crappie. You mark fish, immediately you cast to them, catch them. Should catch them on the first cast if your presentation is accurate. We got this guy. There's a bunch of them down there. He's not big. When you're catching them with much rapidity, it's very fun, especially this time of year. This guy was not going anywhere anytime soon. Crushed it right in the corner of the snout. Nice 4-pounder. Sweet. Let's catch a few more. Got him. I let that bait fall for a second and he hit it on slack line. That was awesome. Big head shakes. Even these little guys, well, again, little to me is like a 4 or 5 pounder. It's kind of a relative term. It's easy to get spoiled. But again, when you're catching them with great rapidity, it doesn't matter. And you're still sport fishing into December. Yep, nice one. That one's bigger than the last one. Just a wallowing gentleman. That's so funny. Not even like really use the net, but maybe one time. Oh, that is too heavy and fat of a fish to normally boat flip. But look at that, hook fell right out. All right, well, that's probably the fattest, tallest one that we've caught yet today. But just wanted to give you a better look at them here. Again, this we'll talk about tackle and location and stuff here in a second, but the biggest thing is just when you graph those fish, making sure your presentation is accurate. One of my buddies, previous customers, Daniel, asked me a question in the last video about, you know, like if your presentation is accurate, should they bite, or, you know, so on and so forth. I'll drop the comment down there below because I don't remember it, but yes, that is absolutely true. You have to make sure that you're super accurate. Even when they're in a negative mood, you're gonna get those fish to go, because these things are mean. I mean, this thing is still these things are very, very alive, still very upset. We'll just go ahead and get her back. She's ready to go. But yeah, I guess while we've still got a bunch of fish back there, let's talk about tackle, presentation, location, and stuff like that. Things people really want to know other than me just catching fish. You guys have pretty much already seen the screenshots. I'll drop them again, show you what those fish look like, but we're fishing out on a big flat. It is near a river channel, so those fish do have something to get on if they need to, but otherwise it's, you know, a 200-yard big giant flat, anywhere from 10 to 20, 23 feet of water. Water temp's 44 degrees. The water's pretty muddy. We're just using my go-to search bait, 3.5 inch swim bait with a 3/8 ounce jig head. 7.3, this is actually a medium light rod. This is a custom rod that I'm using right now. 2,500 to 3,000 size spinning reel with 10 to 15 pound braid. It's a super easy presentation as long as you're dialed in. You've got to make sure that when you're looking for those fish that you're pretty much always driving into the wind with your trolling motor down, so that when you find those fish, you can keep going, idling 30 to 40 feet away, hit spot lock on your remote. You know those fish are going to be straight back behind you. That is the easiest way to catch fish. By all things considered, it is like sharpshooting. You know, you're driving around, graphing pods of fish, casting back to them immediately. If your presentation's accurate, you should catch them on the first cast. And every cast until those fish shut off or move. I can't really think of anything else that I really want to talk about except for getting back to catch some more fish that are in that school. So let's do it. What? All right, boys and girls, I think that's gonna be the one that we're gonna end it on right there. That's probably the biggest one yet today. Absolute giant. I just had set the GoPro up on the steering wheel to try and get some B-roll footage of hook sets while these fish were still biting. That is an absolute dandy. Look how tall that fish is. Probably another one close to 7.5, 8 pounds. Just a perfect specimen of why we come out here when it's cold in the early winter period, late fall, early winter. That is just freaking awesome. So we'll get this fish back real quick, get a couple pictures, send you guys off. Heavy fish. Doesn't have quite the gut on it that big one did the other day, but man, she's mad. Let's get her back. All right, well, it was another beautiful early winter, late fall day on the lake. I don't know if I'm gonna go crappie fishing or not. That's gonna be a totally separate video, obviously, if it does, but we could catch these fish for the next 2 hours until it gets dark. Not gonna do that today. Hope you guys learned a thing or two on how to target these fish, obviously without Livescope, on a cold water bite when they're scattered out on a big flat. So thank you guys so much again for watching, really appreciate it. I am running the Black Friday holiday sale for guide trips right now. Started a new one today. It is Cyber Monday. I don't know when you guys are gonna see this video, but now for the entire month of December, I'm doing $50 off all guide trips, December 1st through the end of the month. am still running the Black Friday special, the buy one trip, get the second one 20% off for gift certificate. So if you want to book a trip for yourself in the month of December, do the $50 off all trips. If you want to buy a gift certificate, definitely take advantage of the buy one, get one 20% off. Can do one now, can do one next year, can do both next year, it doesn't matter. But I'd very much appreciate the liking the video, leaving a comment down below, subscribing to the channel. We are on our way to 10,000 subscribers, which never thought that I'd really be there in the fishing world. Cool milestone, nowhere near where a lot of my buddies are in the YouTube world, but I just do this stuff for fun. So if you guys like the videos, subscribe to the channel, go to the Facebook page, the Instagram page, like and follow both of those. And I'll try and see you on the next one. I don't know when it's gonna be, but we're gonna try and make it sooner than later. So thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you on the next one.